And let's say that I like Taylor's music about 25% less now, okay?
I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig.
Did you know that every time Trump tries to bully a celebrity, it backfires spectacularly? When he said he now enjoys Taylor Swift 25% less, her fans created a viral trend celebrating how she must be 25% more awesome now. And when De Niro compared Trump to a fake mobster with no code, it wasn't just another celeb opinion, it was from the guy who literally defined what a movie gangster is. The supposed tough guy president is getting absolutely demolished by the real tough guy from Hollywood. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Ever wonder what happens when the former president tries to punish America's biggest pop star by announcing he likes her music 25% less? Well, it's about as effective as trying to stop a tsunami with a beach umbrella. Trump actually thought he was hurting Taylor Swift by declaring his reduced enjoyment of her music, as if his playlist preferences would devastate her billion-dollar empire. Imagine thinking, I'll show that 14-time Grammy winner who's boss by mathematically calculating my decreased appreciation for her art.
And let's say that I like Taylor's music about 25% less now, okay?
Oh, well, now she's endorsing Harris and she's going to pay a price for it. She's probably not.
She's a tremendous woman. I'm sure Taylor Swift has nothing or doesn't know anything about her.
The absurdity of it all is just chef's kiss. Instead of feeling wounded, Swift's fans, the ever-loyal Swifties, immediately turned this into the internet's favorite joke. Nothing says, "I'm totally not bothered," like calculating percentage drops in your music enjoyment, right? Social media exploded with memes faster than Trump's hair blows in the wind. Mock album covers labeled 25% less approved by Trump started circulating, with fans treating his disapproval like a badge of honor. One viral post read, "Taylor Swift just got the best endorsement possible. Trump's disapproval." The whole bizarre episode reveals Trump's fundamental misunderstanding of how cultural influence works. The former president genuinely believed his disapproval would damage Swift rather than boost her credibility. It's like trying to dim the sun by giving it a 1-star review. Swift's empire of devoted fans, record-breaking tours, and cultural dominance wasn't exactly quaking in its sparkly boots over Donnie's music preferences.
What do you have to say to Taylor Swift now that she's in politics? Taylor Swift jumping into politics. What do you have to say to her?
She's going to be okay. I don't know if she's a billionaire or close to it, but she's going to be fine. Trump's just upset. That's what it is.
And what did she say? She said she wants people to vote for Democrats. And not Marsha Blackburn.
What's even funnier is that despite claiming to enjoy her music less, Trump couldn't stop talking about Swift afterward. He brought her up repeatedly like that ex who totally doesn't care, but somehow manages to mention you in every conversation. I'm not thinking about Taylor Swift's, I'm just going to mention her again for the 5th time this week. The supposed tough guy from Queens got absolutely demolished by a pop star without her having to say a single word. Swift's silence spoke volumes while Trump's noise just made him look smaller. It's almost like someone should explain to him that when you're trying to show you don't care about someone, constantly talking about them isn't the winning strategy he thinks it is. Speaking of tough guys getting demolished, Trump just got whacked by someone who knows a thing or two about real gangsters. Robert De Niro, the man who brought Vito Corleone and Jimmy Conway to life, recently tore Trump's wannabe mobster act to shreds. It's like watching a master chef critique a kindergartner's mud pie.
He's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework, doesn't care, thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig.
De Niro didn't just criticize Trump, he performed a complete psychological autopsy on Trump's fake tough guy routine. And who better to do it than the actor who defined what a movie gangster should be? When the guy who played Travis Bickle tells you you're not tough, maybe it's time to listen. What makes De Niro's takedown so brutal is how he exposed the fundamental contradiction in Trump's character. De Niro pointed out that even in the most ruthless criminal organizations, there's actually honor among thieves, a code that Trump completely fails to understand. understand. According to De Niro, if you don't keep your word and do the right thing with people, you are going to get ostracized. In mob terms, Trump would be swimming with the fishes before the movie's first hour was over.
No, he's more than that to me. He's sick. He is really, genuinely a sick person that somehow has been allowed it. And I'm not calling him, I'm tired of calling him names. He just can't be anywhere near the office of the president.
The Hollywood legend didn't pull any punches, describing Trump as a second-rate con man playing a character so poorly written that even his most devoted audience members are starting to see through the ACT. Ouch, that's gotta hurt worse than getting whacked in Goodfellas. De Niro's criticism hits different because he brings the credibility of someone who studied what makes tough guys tick. He explained that Trump's version of loyalty is completely backward.
Last 8 years, we've heard you talk about the former president. You have called him a fraud, a con artist. You've said he's...
Bottom line is, it's Biden versus Trump. We want to live in a world that we want to live in and enjoy living in, or live in a nightmare. Vote for Trump, and you'll get the nightmare.
Real leaders earn loyalty through trust and respect, but Trump demands blind devotion while giving nothing in return. Just ask Michael Cohen, Jeff Sessions, or Mike Pence how that loyalty thing worked out for them. Once they stopped being useful, they got the Tony Soprano treatment minus the pasta.
It makes me so angry that this country has gotten to this point, that this fool, this bozo, has wound up where he has.
of joy, but of relief at least, that he's potentially facing some consequences, because as you've said before, this guy's a con artist.
What's especially damning is De Niro's observation that Trump lives in a fantasy world where everything he loses is rigged, and when the facts aren't in his favor, he simply rewrites reality to fit his narrative. It's like Trump is stuck in his own poorly written gangster movie, where he's both the star and the only audience member who doesn't realize it's a comedy. De Niro even took his critique beyond words, saying he'd punch him in the face if given the chance. When the guy who famously asked, "You talking to me?" wants to get physical, you know the disgust runs deep. You know what really keeps Trump up at night? It's not the lawsuits or the election polls. It's that he can't silence celebrities who mock him. The cultural influence of Taylor Swift and Robert De Niro outshines his fading star power, with their criticisms reaching millions who nod and laugh along. That's his true kryptonite. When De Niro called Trump a wannabe mob boss, it wasn't just another celebrity opinion, it was an expert assessment that landed like a gut punch to Trump's carefully constructed image. Unlike political opponents, these cultural icons can't be bullied into submission with threatening tweets or rally rants. Poor Donnie just doesn't get how the culture war works. He thinks his disapproval should devastate careers, but instead it becomes a badge of honor. The more he whines about celebrities, the more obvious it becomes. The orange turd has been triggered, and nothing exposes his fragility faster than watching him melt down when the cool kids make fun of him.